Hello Linda, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure by the title of this video you guys can tell what today's video is gonna be about. I think I am the last person on the planet to be trying Mars Cosmetics. I've seen so many people raving about their product, making videos on it, and I always wanted to try it, and today is finally the day that I get to try Mars Cosmetics and see what the hype is all about. Before I jump into the video, I gotta be 100% honest with you guys. Now these products were sent to me by Mars Cosmetics. All the reviews in this video is gonna be 100% honest like always. I do not have a lot. I have few products here, so yeah, without rambling any further, let's continue with the video. So I had this thing in my mind that I do not want to pick up the same products that has been reviewed and used by so many people, because then it wouldn't make sense for me to make this video. So I picked up the products that were kind of new, or the products that I didn't really see a lot of reviews of. So I felt like, you know, that way we get to dive into the products that is not really talked about when it comes to Mars Cosmetics. I'm in a different setup today. I'm filming this in my hall, and I feel like the lighting is so much better as compared to what it is when I'm shooting in my bedroom. I mean, I don't know, let me know. I don't have a primer because the primer that I was interested in, it was the glowy primer, and that was sold out, and the ones that were available were the oil based ones, and since I have oily skin, I don't really lean towards those oily type primers, so we are skipping primer and moving straight into foundation. The foundation I have is the Mars Blossom Soft Matte Foundation. I have it in the shade 03 Warm Nude, and honestly this is gonna be light on my skin. I know that. Quickly dotted it all over my face, and I'm gonna be using a beauty blender on one side and then a foundation brush on the other side to see which one works better. And my beauty blender is dirty because I used it in the morning and I was too lazy to wash it again, and I cannot find my other beauty blender, so we shall pretend that this is a clean beauty blender, okay? Please ignore all the redness happening on my face right now. I decided to pop my blackheads right before I was filming this video, so okay, so this looks good. It is a tad bit light than the rest of my body, but I don't think so it's that bad. Like if I move back, you barely can tell a difference, and this foundation definitely oxidizes a little bit. Okay, next up I'm gonna be using a brush on this side of my face. Okay, so this is what my face looks like with just one layer of foundation using a beauty blender and a brush, and I like the way that it's looking. It definitely oxidized to sort of like my skin tone a little bit. It's still a little light, like a tad bit too light, but then it's not something that I cannot walk around with, and it gave me a nice medium coverage. And I'm not gonna go in with another layer because I don't feel like I have to. It's sitting really well on my skin, and it doesn't feel tacky to the touch, which I like. So next up for concealer, I have this one. It's their Blossom Concealer, and I have it in the shade 03 Warm Sand. So the concealer is definitely darker than the foundation, but we shall make it work. I'm gonna be using my beauty blender to blend out my concealer. Blends so beautifully, and can you see the difference? You guys, I'm loving the concealer. The concealer is looking so good. It is so creamy. It blends so effortlessly. Like, you guys saw me blending out the concealer. I did not even have to do a lot of work. It is definitely one of those concealers that is super creamy, super blendable, and I feel like because it is so creamy, I'm gonna have to set this concealer quickly or else it will start creasing on you. Next up, I have this powder by Mars. It's their Silky Skin Powder. I have it in the shade 02 right here. I love the packaging on this one. Like, can you see how gorgeous this red color looks? Once you open it, you get one pan here at the top, and then another pan here at the bottom, and then iske niche you get this sponge right here, which I'm not gonna use. Let me swatch both the shades and see which one will work the best. The one at the top, this one is this powder right here. It's definitely lighter than the powder which is at the bottom, so I'm gonna be using this one to just set my concealer in place. I'm also gonna be using that shade to set the concealer on the centers of my face. Okay, so the powder underneath my eyes looks good. It did provide a little bit more coverage and a little bit more brightness to the concealer, which I like. For my face, I'm gonna be using the one at the bottom, and I'm just gonna lightly powder it. You guys, one of the things that I really liked about the powder is that it feels so lightweight on the skin. It doesn't look like I've got powder on because the powder is pressed into the pan really hard. So even when like I'm swirling my finger around it so many times, you can barely see the product and it just melts into your skin. Like wow, I really like it. Okay, so I quickly bronzed my face off camera because I do not have a bronzer from them. But yeah, for my blush and for my highlight, I'm going to be using this palette. It's their Back to Basics all-in-one palette. So I'm going to be taking this blush right here, which is a really pretty peachy pink sort of a shade. I love shades like this for my blushes. Just going to quickly dip my... Whoa. Okay, this is pigmented, so I'm going to tap off a lot and then I'm just going to apply it on my cheeks. My god, a little goes a very long way with this blush, and it is also super pigmented. Honestly, do not like my blushes to be super pigmented, but I liked how it blended. It wasn't difficult to blend, so that is good. At least it is pigmented, but it is blendable, which is nice. Now moving to highlighter. It's a very pretty pale gold color and I'm really looking forward to applying it. I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks like it is sitting on top of my skin, which I am not really a huge fan of. The highlighter is also not really finely milled. It is doing what it's supposed to do, but it's just that I'm not liking the way it's sitting on my face. Okay, so moving to eyes, I'm gonna be using the same concealer that I used underneath my eyes. Just gonna use that to prime eyeshadow. My eyelids. First, I'm going to be taking this shade right here and I'm going to be applying it on my crease. There isn't any kickback on the eyeshadow. I mean, I like that. Okay, the eyeshadow is applying very well. It went on super pigmented and I was able to blend it out really effortlessly, so I like that. So once that is done, I'm going to be dipping into this lighter shade from the palette. So now I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It has a very creamy finish to it. Like you see, it is like that mousse kind of texture. Feels very wet also. Okay, so this eyeshadow went on my lid like a makhan. I have a feeling that it will crease. I'm just blending out the edges because I do not want any harsh lines here. Okay, so now I'm going to be using the lightest shade from the palette and I'm going to be using that to highlight my inner corners. Okay, so I quickly finished the rest of my eye makeup. I did this brown eyeliner, but somehow my camera wasn't really recording when I was doing this eyeliner, but I'm so sorry about that. And I also did my mascara off camera because I don't have any mascara from them. The last step is for my lips. I'm going to be using their non-transfer butter lipstick in the shade Running Late. Guys, this one glides like butter. They were not kidding when they said it's their non-transfer butter matte lipstick. It definitely glides like butter. It's slowly setting into a matte finish. I can feel that it's drying up, and the more it's drying, the more matte it's looking. So this is what my face looks like with full face of Mars makeup. I am loving the outcome. I'm especially really impressed by the lipstick. It is so good. So now that you guys have seen how these products perform on my face, I'm gonna give you guys like a mini review. So starting off with the foundation, I like the way that this foundation is sitting on my skin. At start it was a tad bit too dark for my skin, but I feel like it slowly started to oxidize and now it matches me perfectly. You can't even tell that this was super light on my skin to begin with. Also love how it feels really lightweight on my skin. I am loving the way that it's sitting. It's not clinging on to the dry patches that I have on my face, which I like. Moving to concealer, it's their Blossom Concealer. I love the fact that this concealer is super blendable, like blends like a dream, and you do not even have to put in a lot of effort to blend this out. It doesn't set really fast. You you will have to set this concealer right away or you will notice creasing for sure. Okay, so moving on to the powder. I love the finish of this powder. It gives you a little bit more coverage without looking too heavy or cakey, but this is one of those powders that will not control oil as much. If you are expecting this powder to last on you and keep you oil free throughout the day, then this is not the powder for you. You get best of both worlds in one compact powder, one for your under eyes if you want that, you know, really bright under eyes, and then one for all over your face. Now moving on to their back to basics all-in-one palette. This is one of those one and done kind of palette. If you're starting out with makeup and you're just looking for that one palette which has everything, then this is a palette for you. However, the creamy shade right here, it was a little too creamy for me, and it has started to crease on me really bad. Like, hold on a second, can you see here? However, the pigmentation on this palette is amazing. You guys saw the blush, it was so pigmented, but it blended out beautifully. The matte eyeshadows, they do not have kickback to it, which I like. You can easily build the eyeshadow up to your desired intensity. The highlighter, it is not that great, but it works. Like, you can work around with it. So yeah, and last but definitely not the least is their lipstick, which has to be the winner in this video. I love how comfortable it feels on my lips, and it definitely lives up to the name that's given to this lipstick. It's their non-transfer butter lipstick. When you initially apply it, it glides like butter, but then after a while it sets to a matte finish, and then it is smudge proof. It stays on, it does not transfer whatsoever. So it does give justice to the name. So that is it for this video. Honestly, I am shooketh by all the products that I've tried in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this video helpful. In case if you did, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel in case if you haven't already, and come follow me on Instagram because I'm active there the most. I love talking to you guys over DMs, and yeah, with that you guys, I'm gonna take a leave and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye, Linda.